Today, we're ready to explore a brand new phenomenon. So grab your pencil, your journal slip, your science journal, and later on, you'll need some simple materials. I recently saw a video that showed some really strange patterns, and I want to share it with you. As we watch, I want you to record what you notice and wonder about the event in the video. The chart is also located on your journal slip. Here we go.
I work with these guys. That was cool.
Okay, it's always difficult to get all your noticings down on the first viewing. So we're going to play the clip again. This time as you watch, I want you to answer the following prompts that appear on your screen and your journal slip. This will really help us to focus our viewing on the most important aspects of the event. I want to see evidence of your thinking first. You'll have a chance to add to your thinking in a moment. All right, here we go.
I work with these guys. That was cool.
Okay, take a moment, pause the screencast, and finish up filling in your prompts. All right, let's add to our observations, and you can do this in a different font or an ink color. So what did you see vibrating when the music played? Yeah, I saw a ton of things too. The truck itself was shaking, the window on the truck was shaking, the mirrors on the truck, and then there was a window farther away on that building that was also shaking. Now, where were those sounds coming from? Yes, they appeared to come from the speakers in the truck. But did the objects all vibrate in the same way? Ah, good noticing. The mirrors on the truck, the window on the truck, that seemed to vibrate more than the window that was far away on that building. I mean, I also saw the driver's shirt vibrating. That was pretty cool. If you didn't catch that, you can rewind the screencast. Now, if you looked really carefully, did you notice anything different about the sounds of the music when the glass was or was not vibrating? Yeah, I heard somebody say it out loud out there in virtual land. When the music was louder, the windows were vibrating more. And when the bass played, we also saw vibrations happening. So it seemed like the loudness or the volume of the music made a difference. Also, the pitch of the sound seemed to make a difference for how the glass moved. I think we have a pretty interesting phenomenon to explore, and I'm sure you can think of related ones. Like if you've ever been to a concert, you've probably felt your whole body shake from the music. Here, we saw that music from truck speakers can make a window farther away move. I mean, I think we have a pretty interesting question to explore in this unit. Why would a sound coming from one thing, like the truck, make another thing so far away, like that window, move? Now, I thought it might be helpful if we could observe something like what was happening in the video with the truck and the speaker, if we could see that up close. So we're going to do that. We're going to use a model. Watch.
All right, so we're going to create a model to replicate what we saw in the video, where we saw the music from the speakers causing the truck and the window to really vibrate. So you just need a glass, some plastic wrap. You can use salt, sugar, sprinkles, something really light. And to replicate the window, you're going to take this plastic wrap and you're going to put it over the glass. And what you want to make sure is that it's over really tight. Mine is pretty clingy. You could use a rubber band to hold it there. But there's the window. Now we're not necessarily going to see the window vibrate unless we add something to it. That's where your salt or your sugar comes in. So I'm just going to add a little bit on there. You can see it went right on. And now we're going to use our voice to represent the music that was coming out from the speakers. So at a certain distance away, you're going to make your voice really loud and you're going to observe what happens. You can also change the pitch of your voice, make it high or low, and see what happens. You can change the distance that you're away from the window. Take some time to explore now and watch what happens.
Okay, it's your turn. Go get those materials. I want you to explore. Create a short video where you are documenting what you did and what you noticed. Change different aspects of the setup like I did and narrate what you're observing in the video. Make sure you do several trials and have your journal slip near you so you can take down your observations. Go ahead and do this now. So at this point, how do you think sound coming from one place is causing an object in another place to move? I think we should create an initial model to get our thoughts down. At this point, it doesn't matter if we're right or wrong. We just have to get our initial ideas down. We have to model what we think is happening in this phenomenon. So to do that, I'm going to help you out a little. We're going to create 3 zoom-ins to show what is happening at 3 different places. In this first zoom in, we're going to zoom in on what is happening at the sound source, the speaker. In other words, I want you to show what you think is happening as the speaker is moving. Now, you could use pictures, symbols, labels to represent the components you can and can't see. And then use these lines below to write a short caption for your zoom in. Then you can move on to the second part where you're going to zoom in on what's happening in the space between the truck and the building window. In other words, how do you think the sound is getting to the window? Again, use pictures and labels and then caption your zoom in. And finally, zoom in on what's happening at the window. In other words, what do you think was happening at the building window to make it shake like we saw in that video? Go ahead and complete all your zoom-ins and your captions now. Okay, so we've had a chance to think through this phenomenon. Today I want you to submit 2 things. Submit your journal slip so I could take a look at your thinking and at your initial model, and then submit that 1-minute quality video of your investigation. Make sure that when you submit that video, it's showing and narrating what you did to your setup and what you noticed when you did so. Until tomorrow, keep thinking and keep learning.